Do you ever find yourself looking for answers?
Well, if you do, then you are in good company.
I'm Helen George.
And I'm Yvette Robinson.
Actors thrown together in the West End who look to the mystical world for answers in love, health, relationships, finances, career, love.
We will be sharing our own stories. There's a lot, aren't there, Hels?
There's 20 years worth.
20 years of stories, yes. We'll be hearing all of yours and speaking to experts in their field. That's the exciting bit.
Yeah. So light your candles, charge your crystals, get your runes out, and join us, your mystic mates. Oh, so it's launch day, babe.
It's launch day. We are here.
It's a very special day because it's the 13th, which is now our lucky number.
It is our lucky number. We're very excited to bring our community together. Mm-hmm. Like we've always said, we always think we were just the two crazy ones, right? In the corner, in dressing rooms, talking. Everyone's like, they're the crazy people. But we're not, because we have a whole community now coming to us with all of these stories and...
It's
like
wonderful.
Christmas every day for us, isn't it?
It is. And we're here with a wonderful audience of friends and family and people we know who are interested or not interested, but here anyway.
They're here anyway to learn.
And if you are watching on YouTube or Spotify and you see an empty chair, that's because later we will be joined by Mel, our in-house astrologer, who's an expert in the field, Mel the Astrologer, and psychic medium healer and tarot reader, Ali Norell.
Exciting, yes.
Which is very exciting. Now, vets.
Yes. How was your week, Hels?
Oh, right, I'll go first.
Yeah. I always like you to go first.
Yeah, why do you do that? How was my week? My week was good. I've been really busy. I'm doing a show at the Barbican at the moment and we did 9 shows. They put in an extra show because it sold really well, which is amazing. I'm knackered, but I'm having the time of my life. It's so much fun.
I keep saying this. I feel like with you, with this show, it's just brought out like this child in you. And you're kind of like this the fun, crazy Hels that I know.
Yeah.
Now everyone's seeing that on stage. Not that haven't been fun in front of other people, by the way. Like I'm not.
Yeah, no, oh, thank you. But no, I think, life weighs you down. And I think maybe over the last 20 years, I've kind of lost that lightness that I used to have when I first met you.
Yeah.
And I do feel like this show has brought that back. I've been doing a few spreads myself. I did a 3-card spread and it was really positive, all about new beginnings and, a good time to be single and focus on myself and this and life. And I did a bit of like cleansing the house, all of that stuff.
Did you use the sage?
Yeah, babe, I got your sage out.
Did you?
Yeah, of course I did.
Oh, did it work?
Well, I don't know, but you were in my house earlier and you said
it did feel very
really
light
nice.
and it felt very kind of airy and very feminine and girly. I liked it. I felt like there was a real shift in the energy in your house, actually. I do think
nice. That's nice.
No, I love that.
How about you? How was your week, baby?
I had a really busy week as well, actually. And I feel like that, talking about that moon coming in, the new moon, it was like a closure. I have this company that I teach children improv and acting. They're all doing their performances at the end of term and they were absolutely incredible. I was drained from it. Then we went to Brighton. My husband and I went to Brighton for the weekend. And weirdly, again, I met like a new person that I'd not really spent time with. And straight away she's talking to me about healers in Brighton. And again, it's that thing with Mystic Mates. I said, we're going to do a podcast about that. And that was it. We talked about it all weekend, talking about stories. And Ali, who will be reading tarot cards tonight, is from Brighton as well, which is a bit of serendipity there.
Yeah.
I'm loving that at the moment.
I know, but I feel like Brighton's quite a sort of mystical place, right?
We love a bit of Brighton,
People go
don't
there
we?
to get their fortune told.
I have to tell you, Hels, talking about serendipity, I saw this story this morning. I mean, I do think I am being listened to on my phone a lot because I wake up now and it's just my socials are just full of stories of witches, mystics and tarots. And there was this story about this woman. It's quite weird. Yeah. She ordered, and I'm not joking, a soulmate drawing from an Etsy psychic just for fun. And then 3 months later, she met this guy who looked like him. I actually saw the picture as well of the drawing.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And then 2 years after meeting him, they got engaged. And that's what the woman said would happen with this drawing.
Right, okay.
And I thought it was absolutely nuts. I mean, would you ever do that? I don't think I would do it. I think that's a bit much. No?
Babe, so...
Oh, shit, you're not going to tell me.
I've done it.
No.
And I can't remember how much. No,
you
I
have
didn't.
not told me this.
Yeah, because it's like, why would I tell you?
So
It's
when did
kind
you
of
do
like-
it? When did you do it?
I
Tell
did
me.
it on. I think I did it in January
This year?
20. What year are we in now?
26.
Okay, 25. So a year ago.
A year ago.
And
Okay, yeah.
And I
can't believe
on
you did
the
it a whole
email-
year and you haven't told me this story.
Yeah, babe, because I can't remember what he looked like.
What, the picture?
Yeah. I think he had a beard. I think he was quite hairy.
Can you show me?
No, I can't.
He was hairy?
I think he was hairy, but I can't find it because I didn't bloody download it. She said on the email, make sure you download the image.
And you didn't?
And I didn't.
Oh, that's so you
Maybe
with your
this
ADHD.
is why I
you
haven't
just
met
moved
him.
on. Oh my gosh. So that means, but this is
So
why
I
you
don't know
haven't
what he
met him,
looks
because you
like.
didn't download the picture.
Yeah, I've got no idea what he looks like, babe.
What a waste of
I'm chasing
time.
the wrong faces.
Did you get it off Etsy?
It was off Instagram. I think
Oh my
I've been
gosh.
had.
Oh no. Oh no.
But look,
I
I'm
can't
going to
believe
try
you
and
did that.
find it and then we'll see what
I
happens.
love that
in
I'm
the
still
future.
learning these things about you. Like, I thought I knew everything.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. I really don't.
There's things to come. Okay, and we've got some questions from our listeners as well, which is very exciting. We love that people are sending things in.
Yes.
Please keep it coming with your stories, with your questions.
Every
because
day.
It's all about...
We've got this WhatsApp group, haven't we? And every day we're
Yeah.
just like talking about all the
This
questions that we're
happened,
getting
happened.
in.
Yeah, but so we've got this one from Juliet on Instagram. What are your opinions on pendulums? Have either of you used them, and how do you link multiple tarot cards together in readings?
Oh.
What's a pendulum? Is
Well,
it the dangly necklace thing?
Yeah,
that Christina
weirdly, I
uses?
did this with my friend Debs in COVID, in lockdown. She had this pendulum and we did it. I mean, we got quite obsessed with it, actually. I've completely forgotten until we're now talking about this. And it was
like yes, no.
you ask a
questions.
yes, no question.
Yeah.
And it was quite right. A lot of the time it answered us the right way. I mean, we spent hours. I mean, what else was there to do? We were just like outside social distancing with a pendulum, asking ourselves questions.
But also, that's how didn't midwives or wise women or
Yes.
whatever used to use it to work
Is that
out the
right?
sex of a baby.
Has anyone else done the pendulum thing?
Yeah.
Did you? And did it work?
Was it right? Yeah.
No one else? Should we go home and...
I do. I use it for my plants.
Do you?
Plants need more water. And
Oh my
And
gosh,
it
I love
tells
this.
you.
you can feel it getting pulled down.
Oh, wow. You're going to go home and try this now, aren't you?
Wait, your daughter's got her hand up at the back.
Oh.
Leela, come on.
Just I was gonna say during COVID, you would use it all the time.
What would I do you remember this?
Like all the time. Everything you did. Like,
Okay, Leela, a little bit too much information there, yeah. I just said for a couple of days, not the whole COVID. I didn't really, we do get obsessed with certain things, don't we? Like the water reads, we kind of go deep dive and then we move on and then we go into the runes and then we're quite hyper-focused on our things.
Our things. Yeah, we do. Like you mentioned doing 3-card spreads.
Yeah.
So I'm putting them into Chat GPT.
Are you?
Which I know it's really bad because it's used so much water.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You'll be no water
Panicked.
reads soon because you're using so much ChatGPT.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's true. Yeah, so I've been doing that quite a lot, but they're really accurate.
Really?
Well, for me, it felt like Alison was doing a good job.
Alison, is
Alison's
that their
my
name?
lady.
Oh my
I've
gosh,
named
I
her.
love it.
She's a
You've
bit like
named her.
Alison Hammond.
I love that. I love that. I don't know how you link those multiple tarot cards together in readings. That is-
like 6-card reads and stuff. I don't
that is
understand
something that I need to learn.
Let's ask Ali.
Yes.
what
We
she's
can
here
ask
for,
Ali.
babe.
We can ask Ali. But I do feel actually, speaking of when I was talking about going to Brighton and Ali's from Brighton, since we've been talking about doing this podcast, there has been so much tarot in the wild, we call it, don't we?
Yeah, yeah.
So all of a sudden we're finding it in everyday life.
Yeah.
For example, I'm going to give you an example. My dress, which I bought specifically for this, just because I love the brand. It's called Della Valle. I got it and I kind of didn't try it on for ages and I left it in its box. Then I pulled it out and I was like, I'll throw the box out. And I looked in the box and I've got it here. In the box, I'm not kidding, was a tarot card called the Empress. And it's from the brand. I had no idea the brand was connected to anything kind of spiritual, although I was very drawn to it, so that says something. And the Empress is one of my favorite cards. It was so weird.
What does the Empress symbolise? Do you
She
know?
depicts a woman sitting on a throne. From the abundant nature that surrounds her, we can assume that this woman represents the Earth Mother archetype, a goddess. I mean, I'm going to go with that, right?
Yeah, but you are a bit Earth Mothery.
Am I a bit Earth Mother?
Yeah, as your best mate, I think that's like quite an appropriate
I love it. And it was just such a lovely,
sure your
positive
husband agrees as well, right?
He's nodding. I can see him nodding. Yes, darling, that's right. No. So, yeah, it was, have you had anything like that?
Well, you got me for my opening night at the Barbican. You always get me lovely presents. You got me a beautiful candle and some crystals.
Yes,
for my
always do
dressing
crystals.
room. And you got me this beautiful perfume called Witchy Woo.
Witchy woo.
Which
I had
you got
to.
from Liberty, and it's by Vireo.
Yes.
Vireo, because it's an Australian perfumier.
It is. Your
that
accent's
right?
terrible, babe. Like,
I thought it was
seriously.
quite good these days.
And the thing about that brand is she has a crystal in every bottle. And I had a big chat to them when I bought it for you because I just walked past and went, Witchy Woo. Oh my gosh, that's because we have been known to call ourselves that, haven't we?
Yeah.
The crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy
and
witches
every
in the
time I
past.
smell it, people are like, what is that perfume?
Are
It's
they?
amazing. It really draws people in.
I love that.
So
and
it
I
is a bit
just
witchy
feel like
woo.
it's everywhere at the moment. And I don't know, of all our guests, you might this week find something. And if you do, you must DM us and tell us if there's something that you found out there in the wild. There's also on Instagram, there was a perfume. You can get your own perfume for your own star sign.
Yeah, I saw that. We should
Vogue.
do
I mean,
that.
there's so many things.
Yeah, Vogue are doing loads on tarot readers.
They are. So if anyone is listening or watching, not just our audience, but everyone out there, and you see any stories out there about anything like this, tarot in the wild, then you have to drop us a DM at Mystic Mates Pod or email us at hello@mysticmatespod.com and tell us your stories. We absolutely love hearing about them, don't we?
Yeah, and also, can we talk about the amethyst, actually?
Yes.
Can we just do that quickly?
Yes.
Okay, so you've all got these cards on your chairs.
Our guests have, yes.
Our guests in the audience, and with it you've got some crystals, and some of you will have the amethyst stone. So those with the amethyst,
Put your hand up if you've got the amethyst. I love it.
Everyone has.
Everyone.
Right, Willow, Leela.
Not Willow and Leela or Leela. No, give yours to someone else.
You're 14, that's not happening. But everybody else must put it to the test tonight with a few glasses of wine with us, and we will be carrying our amethysts.
Yes.
Too.
Yes. Did you wear? I wore a bra. I'm fine. I can pop
No,
it in
I'm
there.
going to have to put it in my pants. So
You're going to have to stop
just
wearing a bra.
Look down the
Otherwise-
toilet before you piss tonight.
Hello and welcome to our psychic medium, healer, and tarot reader, Ali Norell. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you so much for coming. We're so excited to meet you. And we hope that you can come on this journey with us as well, because you've kind of come to us organically, but we'll get to that in a moment. But can we ask you first, and this is something Vet's always asked her readers.
Every time I sit down for a read.
How did you get into this?
Boringly, I would say I've been aware of it most of my life. I mean, as a young child, I can remember seeing and experiencing things that I just assumed, because as children you do, I just assumed everybody saw and heard what I saw and heard. My most formative experience that I can recall is I must have been around 14 and I saw my grandfather in my room, which wouldn't have been unusual other than he'd passed when I was 4 years old. So it was about 10 years after he passed. I felt his energy. I had a whole conversation with him. It's one of the few times in my life that that's called like a full form manifestation, where I saw him as if I'm seeing you, like I'm seeing you now. And that was a really powerful experience. And that sort of showed me, I was very fortunate in that when I told my parents, they have always been interested in this world also. And they didn't say like, don't be silly or you've made that up. Also, they couldn't really, because I'd received information during this conversation that I then told my parents, and they were sort of like, oh, you couldn't have known that because you were 4 when he passed. So that sort of showed me that there was something going on, and my parents were encouraging enough not to sort of put me off. So all through my 20s, I studied. I was, hoovering up books on the esoteric and tarot and mediumship and reading all these books by old school mediums, and that sort of really validated what was going on for me.
Did it ever scare you? Like when you were younger, were you like, I don't want, because I know sometimes when I feel things that freaks me out a bit and I block it. Did you ever do that when you were younger?
Funnily enough, I don't remember doing it when I was younger, but certainly when I was older, further down the process, had a couple of uncomfortable experiences that I thought, but you see, because when I started to study it and train with it, I understood that actually, I liken it to when you're walking around a big city, okay? If you know where the dodgy area is and you go down that area, then you're obviously fairly likely to encounter something that you don't want. If, however, you stick to where the streetlights are and the cafes are and the nice people are, then you're probably unlikely to. And it's kind of the same with this type of work. Once you learn how to open yourself up and close yourself down, which everyone can do, everyone has intuition.
I love that.
I run women's circles both in my hometown in Brighton, and I'm taking it online at the end of this year because I'm passionate about teaching others, particularly women, to work with their intuition, because we can all do it. We don't need to be going to tarot readers. I mean, that's me, right? I send my clients.
You're selling yourself short here.
But that's what I believe. You have to work with integrity.
Yeah.
And I would never see a client more than once or twice a year unless there's a particular issue to work through, because otherwise I believe I'm disempowering her.
I love
You know,
that.
you've got to be in your own. You've got to empower yourself and work with your own intuition, because we all have it. It's just a question of knowing what to do.
When we kind of block it, don't we? As humans,
Yeah.
we
Yes,
do block it.
exactly
ignore it.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's face it, they burned a lot of us for this many centuries, many years
did.
ago.
Yes,
And a lot of us are still carrying that notion of like, well, we can't speak up about this. We can't really admit that we do it. It's wrong. It's and it's not. It's natural. It's we all have it.
I think that's something that we've found when we first got into tarot and investigating this side of things. We felt like it was a dirty secret and that people thought we were mad or silly.
Kind of laughed at us, really, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. And it's, and now I think we're older, so we feel like we can talk about it because it has been a big part of our lives. And I'm sure there will be judgment, particularly in the media.
Yeah.
Especially, if you're on TV or whatever, there is always some
course.
sort of a judgment. But I kind of, I feel really settled and calm about it, because I think actually what it's doing is showing me that there's so many people out there that are looking to this sort of stuff, looking for guidance, looking for help with intuition, that it's being accepted because, the world's pretty tough at the moment, right? So
Absolutely.
it's natural that we will look for alternatives.
That's absolutely it. I think, there's been a massive surge. Obviously there's things like witch talk going on, I'm understanding, and all sorts of people pulling tarot cards left, right, and centre on TikTok. And, this is all brilliant because it's all people sort of learning to flex that muscle. But I think you're spot on. When things get very, very difficult in the world, and they've got to a point now, which I think I would argue we've rarely been at before, where people are really starting to think, okay, where can I find some support? Where can I find some guidance? And, this is where you can find it. It's within yourself. I would always say to a client, a good reading really doesn't tell you anything you don't already know for yourself. It's just a question of drawing it out and bringing that into the conversation and
Making you
illuminating
aware.
it for somebody. Yeah.
I mean, the serendipity too of meeting you is quite interesting, because we firstly started this to build a community with our live audience and everyone out there, and you've built a community in Brighton. And that, if I'm right to say, that is how you heard about us.
Absolutely, yeah. One of the ladies in my women. So I run 2 women's circles. We have a Monday night where we do psychic development. And I must say, started this a year ago. And I started it because I wanted to do it for myself. I wanted to sit in a room with other women and talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
Right, and now look
Like,
where I am.
You manifested that one.
I did,
You really
right?
did.
And then from that, but to start with, I was like, I'm running a women's circle. Now, obviously, Brighton is fairly alternative. So people are like, oh, great, a women's circle. And then women were showing up and saying to me, what are we actually going to do? And I was thinking, I don't know. I don't know. I just want to get you all in the room. And the minute everyone got in the room, I was like, right, we're going to get the tarot cards out. We're going to start doing crystals. We're going to, and I thought, okay, this is what this is. And from that, we then started finding out that lots of women in that group were sharing their experiences with, mediumship, really, with spirit, with receiving information from, talking to dead people, basically, because that is the differentiation between psychic ability and mediumship. And so then we started a second group, which is the mediumship development group. So we have those two going on. But it was one of the ladies from my Monday group who messaged me literally days ago and said, ooh, look at this. She'd messaged it in the group and said, look at this, everyone. This looks brilliant. Everyone should check this out. And I looked at it and I thought, oh, well, I'm just going to message them.
Yeah.
And so I did. And here I am.
And we were so pleased because it just suddenly, we wanted to find someone new that could start this journey with us as well. And also someone that does the tarot, but also the mediumship and the intuition.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a person that has a strong intuition but always ignores it.
Okay.
She does.
And I could do with some help.
I'm not the only one. Put your hand up if you agree with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I've made some probably bad choices in my life,
has.
which I knew that I was doing at the time, but just didn't listen to myself. And I guess
Okay.
that's confidence as well and getting older. But also, how can you help someone develop their own sort of intuitive powers within themselves?
There's a number of ways of going about that. I think on a sort of a practical level, when we work in the women's circle together, we will use various what I would call psychic development exercises. So we work with tarot. I teach people to pull tarot cards and how to read them. And by that I mean I have never learned the prescribed meanings of a tarot card. I've run this work for 30 years. I'm quite intelligent, I've got a university degree, but I cannot memorise these cards.
Oh, that's good. I like
Well,
hearing that because
but
I know
loads
them,
of
but I
people-
get nervous.
Right.
Like, what if I'm going to read it wrong?
Yeah, so the first thing I tell them to do is throw it away. That that little white book you get in the deck,
Yeah.
known as the LWB in the tarot world. The LWB, I just toss it, throw it away,
Wow.
and sit with that card and work out what that card means to you. Because let's face it, they are pictures on pieces of cardboard. No disrespect,
Yeah.
at all,
The
because I love
reality.
tarot and they're
Yeah.
a huge part of my life. But they are pictures they're pictures on pieces of cardboard. They are not magic. They do not hold the power. You hold the power with your intuition. And it is how when I read for somebody and I pull, the Two of Swords, that means what I feel it means for that person in that moment. And if I pull it for them again 6 months later, it might mean something different. If somebody else comes through the door and it comes up again, it will mean something different again because I'm working with their energy. So we practice using tarot. We do exercises with psychometry, which is reading objects. I get everyone to bring in.
Oh my God, I really want you to do this because I really want to. Okay, side thing.
Yes.
I really want to
Got
get
a side
into
hustle.
Side hustle. I want to do mudlarking, and there's this story like lots of people used to throw when an engagement was broken off.
Yes.
People would throw their rings into the Thames.
Yes.
And I'd quite like to find an object from the Thames and bring it in and try and do a sort of
amazing. That's a great
psychic
exercise to do.
read.
So obviously, when you use that, where obviously you can go into antique shops and pick things, but you can't corroborate. You can't really corroborate it, right? You can say, oh, this is what I feel is happening here. But nobody's going to go, yep, you're absolutely right, unless they know the provenance of that object. And what we do in our group is I ask everyone to bring in an object, a meaningful object. It doesn't have to be old, but it's helpful if it is. And then we put them all in a bag. And everyone picks something out that isn't theirs, which takes a bit of shuffling around, but we get there. And then I will ask everyone to read the object that they have and see if they can see, also like have a punt. Who do you think it is? I don't know if we have time. I have a very funny story to tell about that because we had it one week and everyone had picked their object out. And we got round to sort of about the 5th or 6th person in the group. And she said, well, I've got this. And she held up one of those really long matchsticks, a spent match. And so I'm trying not to be judgmental. I'm thinking, well, who brought that in? Everyone's brought in their granny's watch and a pendant and a lovely crystal, whatever. I'm like, a spent matchstick. So I said, well, okay, that's unusual. So, okay, well, what do you think you can feel from this object? And she said, well, it's difficult, but and she's not very confident, this lady. She's beautiful and she's got great intuition. She doesn't know how good she is. And she said, well, I don't know, but I can see this living room with a desk and like shelves with books on and crystals on the desk. And I feel like there's a nice energy in this room and maybe there are pets there. And she, just this whole description. And she said, I know you haven't brought anything in, Ali, but I really feel like this is yours. And I said, well, no, you're right. I didn't bring anything in for the exercise, but that's okay. That's a great, can anyone else take this object? Blank faces all around, like it's really weird. So then I thought, oh no, wait a minute. And I look in the bag and there's this tiny little thin bracelet in the bag. So I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, how is this working? Because everyone brought something in. And then it occurred to me that I go into the room, because I use my friend's cafe before we start every week, and I just light sage and I sort of smudge it. And I often use that bag to keep and I suddenly thought that's my match.
Oh, that's so
That's my matchstick. And then I thought, you've just described my living room, which she'd never been in. It was really strange. And so
I love you poo-pooing the match as well. Like,
yeah, and I was
who would
quietly
bring that in?
thinking,
Me.
like, who brought in a spent match? I thought, maybe it's somebody who's going to say, oh, well, on my first date with my now husband, we lit a candle with this
and
match.
that's
I thought it was going to be something like that. And it was my match.
That's so nice.
So it was amazing. And furthermore, the bracelet that came out of the bag, and we'd done this thing where whoever'd read the object, whoever's object it was, would go next. So I said, okay, well, look, who wants to go next? Because of it. And so somebody quick as a flash went, well, it's your turn, Ali. So I was like, well, okay, I'll read this bracelet. And a communicator came through who was the father of the person whose bracelet it was. And she really needed to hear that message. And he came through really quickly. And I kind of felt like, there was a reason why that
You left that
all
match in there.
organised itself in that way.
We actually have some listener questions that we wanted to throw at you.
Sure,
So
yes.
there's a lady called Dana who wanted to know, what are the major differences between the tarot and oracle cards in terms of readings and vibes?
Oh, it's a superb question. Yes. So tarot cards have a structure, okay? So you have the major arcana, which are the named cards that everyone knows, the Fool, the Magician, Death, the Hangman, the Lovers. And then you have the minor arcana, which are like playing cards. They're also known as pip cards sometimes.
Right.
And basically, you can follow a journey in the tarot from the Fool, who is number 0 in the deck, right the way through to the World, and that provides like a story arc, okay, if you choose to read them that way. I don't particularly, but that's how they're structured. With the pip cards, you've got numbers 1 through 10, and then you've got your 4 court cards, which are Page, Knight, Queen and King, okay? So there's this whole structure, and you can also provide different spreads. There are lots of different ways. I tend to read just a 9 card. I've always done it the same way. I don't use particular spreads. Lots of people do. Oracle cards are very different because they don't have that structure within them. They tend to have like a title to them at the top, and they also then tend to have a little sort of saying or a mantra or a motivational sort of quote at the bottom. So I think oracle cards are a really brilliant way to introduce yourself to sort of cartomancy, because that's what we're talking about.
How do you say that again?
Cartomancy.
Cartomancy. I love learning a new word.
So you can read also, playing cards. And
one of our first reads was with playing cards in Germany.
You can read anything,
Yeah.
anything.
Sort of genetically
Objects, tea
intuitive.
leaves, it's about working with your energy.
A friend of mine reads coffee,
Yeah.
beans as well. He's
Absolutely.
Yes.
You can read anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
I've got another question. Mel Godfrey has asked, is it possible for anyone to learn how to use tarot cards? I'm feeling a little intimidated and worried that I'll get it wrong. We can definitely relate to this. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's
I did your
scary.
read the other day and I found it quite scary because it's a lot of responsibility as well.
Well, it is, but yes. anyone can read tarot cards. It is, again, they're pictures on cardboard, okay?
Yeah.
It's your energy and your sitter's energy that you're working with. And what you can learn is how to open yourself up and how to close down, which is very important. You have to be grounded. You can't work up there unless you're grounded down here.
I can't
And it's a
you're
responsibility.
screwed, Hel.
And then the other piece of information, you can, Helen, you can. I will help you. The other piece of information to be aware of, which helps with the sort of responsibility aspect, is that you are only working for your sitter's highest good. You will only tell that person something that is going to give them hope or upliftment or positivity or guidance. You will never, and I never in 30 years of working with this, have I ever even received the information of like, oh, somebody's going to die.
Right.
Just because I don't believe
so
that
you have
ethically. Well, you can have a feeling about it.
She
right?
didn't say he's going to die, but she did say there is someone that's
close to you
that maybe is not well, or and she was kind of asking me, and then I went, I know, and
so there's a huge responsibility there, right? Because I'm aware as a medium, even if I say to a client, is your mother in spirit, right? Because I'm feeling an energy that feels like it could be a mother, but often that energy also can feel a bit like a grandmother or an aunt or a very close female person. So you have to sort of decipher. And I'm very sensitive to the fact that I could ask my sitter that question and she could immediately think, oh my God, you think my mother's going to die, right? Because people will fill in the blanks for themselves.
Exactly.
So ethically, for me, even if I received that information, I would never, ever give it. If I felt that somebody was unwell, then I would ask appropriate questions and direct that person to the right space to look into that more. It's not my job to say this person's sick, this person's going to die. Something terrible is going to happen. It's
I
not
love
the
hearing
point
that.
of a. It's not the point of a good reading to me.
I feel like we need to have a whole podcast about this. We need to get you back in. So a big thank you to Ali for coming along. She's actually... after this, she's going to be reading tarot cards at our launch with. So grab a wine and get yourself in because it's going to be good.
And coming up, we've got Mel the Astrologer, who you're going to love. And she's back, and this time she's armed with our birth charts.
Our birth charts, I can't believe this. I'm so excited.
I can't wait to hear
We
what
don't
she has.
actually know anything about it.
No,
do we?
I tried DMing her on Instagram to try and get a secret preview, and she
didn't tell me, by the way.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I DM'd her last week. I'm like, what? You're cheating.
I was like, I'll pay you. She was like, wasn't having it.
She wouldn't tell her.
No, but she's going to in front of our lovely studio audience.
Yay!
Welcome to our in-house astrologer and manifestation expert, Mel the Astrologer. Woo!
Yay! Mel, can you give us, I mean, we're really excited about this because you've been sitting on our birth charts for a little while now.
I've had it, a few weeks now. Like,
and every time you kind of message me, I'm like, she knows stuff about me that I don't know.
Before
I know.
So I would love some headlines, some kind of major things that you can tell us.
We're going to do a full episode on Patreon.
We are, yes.
In-depth,
We're going
deep dive.
all the way down
But
on
just for now, give us
Patreon.
a little kind of preview.
A teaser.
All right, who wants to go first?
Bets.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of
She
bitch.
threw me in there.
So, you're a Cancer.
I'm a Cancer.
So, yes, you actually have quite a lot of Cancer in your astrology birth chart.
Uh-huh.
So, you're a Cancer sun.
A Cancer sun,
Sun,
right?
like sun sign, zodiac sign. Yeah. You are a Cancer South Node. Cancer, part of fortune. Cancer, still going.
Oh my God.
Cancer Venus, and another one, a Cancer Mercury.
Oh, that's
so when you were saying before in the other episode, and I was listening behind the scenes about your intuition and things
Yeah.
like that, I was like, obviously.
Oh, really?
Obviously, we've got
So
all
it's
this
in my
here.
chart.
Yeah, you're destined for it. So just trust it. Just trust it.
Oh, that's going to
Yeah.
make me get all emotional. I get very weird when you
It's
say
okay. I'm a Cancer rising, so a lot of people actually do cry in my readings. It's fine.
Okay, good. Yeah, but it's that real, someone saying, it's okay, you can...
It's okay to feel this. It's okay to use this gift for yourself and maybe, see how far
I'm
it
going to
can go.
listen to you a lot more.
Oh, you won't, Hells. Come on.
No. You're a Gemini. You won't listen, girl.
Just today. Just on the way in, she said, what do you think about this? And I said, I think that's a big no. She said, yeah, okay. And I said, you're not going to listen to me.
Yeah.
I will, I promise.
You won't. Anyway, time will tell.
Mel, back to you.
Right, yes. So, in your astrology birth chart, like I've just said, you've got a lot of Cancer energy. So what I say to people with a lot of water in the chart like yourself is, number one, like I've just touched on there, is trust that intuition. You always know.
Yeah.
You always just know, whether that's through when you first meet someone or you've got a decision to make. It's always, right, what is my intuition saying? And you're here to go with the flow of life. I mean, I suppose we all are to a certain extent, but you particularly, and when it comes to your goals and careers and success, it's like, where is my intuition taking me? Well, let me go with the flow with this, because the more you take that next intuitive step when it comes to your career and goals, the next person arrives, and then that manifestation and that person, then you look back and you think, oh my God, I could have planned that.
Yeah, I do look back a
plan
lot
that.
and do things like that.
I do. And also, as your best mate, I think it's fair to say, you are quite indecisive.
Okay.
With love and light.
Yes, love and light.
But you'll be like, oh, babe, should I do this or should I do that?
What should I wear?
You will always seek externally
So
what
say
you
to her,
should do.
you already know.
You know.
You know.
I'm not going to answer you, babe.
But as girls, we do like to be like,
Yeah, we do. But on big decisions, like meeting my husband, for example,
You're
I
very
knew,
strong.
and everyone was like, you're crazy. You've only met him once. And I was like, I know. I didn't tell him that because he would have run. But right, Robin. But I
still
knew.
here.
And it was the weirdest feeling because I was like, I shouldn't feel this.
And
But
you
I feel
kept
it.
saying, and I remember Bobby talked about this as well, you kept saying it's bigger than us.
Yeah.
We will always be together. It's bigger than us.
Yeah.
Aw.
And I always say now, I want to find someone in the way that Yvette looks up to Bobby.
Yeah.
I see that look in her face when she looks at her husband. And that's the feeling that I want, because I just
Getting all
see
mushy now.
complete... No, but I do. It's like sheer love.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful man, but it's sheer adoration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my intuition.
Yeah,
It
that's
knew.
gorgeous.
I love that.
And what I would have also said to you, obviously it depends on your journey, etc., is be mindful of who you give your love to and you nurture and
Babe,
the mother.
I've been saying
And
this for 20 fucking years.
I'll save
Seriously.
you.
She leaks her love to people that don't deserve it and don't give it
you
back
just
to
want to take
her.
care of everyone and
But
save
I've got
everyone.
better,
and-
right, family? Over there. I have got better. I put boundaries in. I
Good.
would say in the last, probably since meeting my husband and listening to you a bit more, I have got better, right?
You have, actually, you really have.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have.
And I really felt
Proud of
it because I
Yeah.
think I feel drained when it's.
Yeah.
I do leak the love. That's a good one. I'll get a T-shirt. Don't leak the love.
No
Maybe
leaky
not on my
love.
breasts though.
Honestly, the merch for this show is going to be great. Get your runes out. Leaky love.
That made me laugh before. So yes, and a massive one for all this Cancer energy is love yourself first as well. Pour into you. Nurture you. Take care of yourself, you know. So my question is to you, when was the last time you really did take care of yourself and give you that solitude, that retreat, and like, right, this is my time now?
Well, a lot. I mean, I think my husband even just said it to me the other day. You were just always on the go. You just have to stop.
Yeah.
So I haven't really. So yeah,
Okay,
I will
well,
take that on board.
Mel the Astrologer is telling you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will listen to you, Mel the Astrologer.
Good,
I
good,
will. No, that's great. I love that.
Perfect. But yeah, when it comes to your career goals and legacy and your place in this world, all of the Cancer, it covers your 10th house, which is career, legacy, and your goals. So when it comes to this podcast and you in this world, you connect with people on an emotional level. So again, that sensitivity is your power. So I don't know if childhood, if you had the emotional environment to have these big emotions and this sensitivity, but that's what we want from you, and that's how you achieve your goals, and you know, just giving that love and nurture into the world, and especially as we're building this community as well, it's like you're like the mother bear, like, come on everyone,
And
go there.
she brings people in. Like, a lot of my friends have come through Yvette because she collects people.
Yeah.
She gathers people.
I do. She's a whole, I mean, even at my reading dead people, there were 20 of them in the room. She's like, normally we get one, you got 20. I was
got a
like,
busy
really?
brain.
I even
Really?
collect dead people? That's brilliant.
That's funny. Right, Miss Gemini, you ready? I'm actually not going to speak about Gemini in your chart. I'm going to speak about all this Taurus that you have.
I don't know how I feel about this because someone once told me the Taurus is like the toddler of the...
I'm a Taurus.
Oh, sorry.
Actually.
I just had a dodgy ex-boyfriend who was a Taurus once.
Oh, yeah, not the man. Yes, so you're a Taurus rising,
Great.
Taurus moon, Taurus Venus, and Taurus Chiron. So there's a lot going on there. And your ascendant rising sign is when we first meet people. So, you know, I think I touched on this in the last episode. You know, when we first meet people, we actually meet our rising signs. So, you know, when you Google Gemini, it's like really chatting, da-da-da. However, maybe new people that meet you, you can be a bit reserved,
Yeah.
being that earth sign. So, like I said, I'm a Taurus as well. So I was saying before, like, Taurus, earth signs in general, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgos, I call us the Marmites of the zodiac. I feel like you either love us or you hate us because we're
Right.
very straight.
Yeah.
And
it
you get what
presents
you get.
differently in male and female energy,
Yeah,
I think,
and
as well.
it depends if I know how I can be, right?
Yeah, I know how I can do it. So, yeah,
At
I
least
get you.
we're honest with that Taurus energy. But people really value that I don't lie.
Yeah.
They're going to get the truth from me and things like that, because we can be very black and white.
But that's really, I can be really rude sometimes without
I get that
meaning
a lot.
to be.
But I love that about you, Hels, because you say
Yeah.
it how it is. And sometimes you need to hear that.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Here's a question for you, actually, because Gemini is, you know, it's the air sign, so it's this, and this, and this, and let's
Yeah.
keep busy. However, like I always say, it always depends on your full chart. So my question is to you, with all this Taurus here and how you navigate your world, do you move at your own pace, or are you very
I'm very
Rushing
da, da,
about.
da, da,
Oh, yeah,
da. I
da,
do
da,
a
da.
million things in
Do
a
ya?
day.
Yeah.
And I don't rest.
Okay, so your homework. So your homework was intuition and time for yourself,
Yeah.
right? Taking care of yourself. And your homework is just slowing down a little bit and giving yourself what you need as well. Because both Taurus and Cancer, we like our comforts and things, okay? So I don't want you to be rushing about, and you've not listened to Mel the Astrologer that says, actually, you need to move at your own pace and slow down before the universe forces you to slow down.
And it does sometimes because it's like. you're
Again,
doing
we were
too
just
much.
talking about this today, and
Yeah.
you said, we were talking about when your show finishes, and I said, I think you just need to have some downtime. And you were like, you're right, I do.
That's your cosmic prescription.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to listen to you, Mel. And you touched on this earlier. We've had a question in from one of our listeners, Michelle, who mentioned her Chiron.
Mm-hmm. In episode 2 it was, wasn't it?
Oh, yes.
Now,
And we were like,
What's
a
Does
Chiron?
anyone in the audience know what a
People
Chiron
know.
is?
Yes, there's a few smiling faces.
Yeah,
Wounded
yeah.
healer.
Yeah, so Chiron in your astrology birth chart, I say is a non-negotiable to heal. I've actually had therapy around my own Chiron placement because it runs so deep.
Right.
So yeah, it does represent your wounds, trauma, and your healing gift to the world. I always like to say you've been there and you've got the t-shirt. So definitely if you are on a healing journey, please get your whole birth chart as a whole. But yes, your Chiron, it comes from childhood.
Right.
So it's like deeply embedded
So we all
in
have
you.
it.
We all have a Chiron, each sign. Mine's in Leo, yours is in Taurus.
Are there any Chiron doctors?
Hells is ready. She's like,
I'm
cut
like,
me open,
come on.
take it out.
Yeah. Give me the jab.
I mean, we've all got wounds somewhere. But I always say, because I can see all your wounds in your chart, etc. I'm just the highlighter. Off you pop. Here's some
I love that,
therapists
Mel.
that I've used because I can't go into this, you know, but
yeah.
so important to know.
I have got Karen in Australia, and I feel I should do this. I was born a Scorpio, but I was once told I'm more of a Pisces and a misplaced Scorpio. Would love to know more about what this means.
Okay, yes.
Did you understand me then?
Yeah.
Okay,
I saw that one as well on
Okay.
Instagram. So that's when your whole astrology birth chart comes into place.
Yeah.
So, like I touched on before, people are picking up on that Pisces energy of her. Maybe she's a Pisces rising, or she's got a bunch of planets in Pisces, you know?
Right.
Was it a bit like what you were talking about when you were saying about the Libra rising when you meet people? And
Yeah.
Great.
So, yeah, if people are like, oh, God, I didn't think you was a Scorpio. I mean, Scorpios have a bad reputation anyway, don't they? So, I love Scorpios.
My whole family's a Scorpio.
My son is and my dad. I mean,
So what you're saying is, like to all of our audience here, you might say, oh, I'm a Cancer, but actually if you went to Mel and got your chart read, you might not really be
Yes.
so much of a
Yeah.
Cancer.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am.
Yeah.
Fully.
Wait, so does that mean...
Cancer final boss? Like,
I am a
hello. Yeah.
Hey, Mel.
You're a Taurus, babe.
I can't bear that. I mean, I love that, but I can't... Also, I identify as a Gemini Cancer
I
rising.
identify.
Yeah.
I do. But also, when we look at our star signs in
Yeah.
like a magazine or something,
Yeah.
or a newspaper, do I look at Taurus?
Yes,
as
it's
well?
actually best practice to read
Oh,
for your rising sign. However, unless
a good
something
tip.
big is happening in your sign, like there's a new moon in Gemini, tick. New moon in Cancer, tick.
We've got one last question for you.
Go.
This is from Rachel. Does manifestation really work? It often feels overwhelming with so much advice out there. People are laughing. What are your tips?
So when it comes to manifestation, me being here is a great manifestation in itself. Now, I didn't have to write things down 55 times. I didn't have to, sing to the moon and, kumbaya and all that. For me, manifestation, it's an identity thing. And what you're speaking over your life and your subconscious. So money is a big one, right? We all say we want money. I love money and money loves me. However, if underneath the surface you don't feel worthy of money, or you've got, me, for example, my dad hates people with money. So that was a really big block
grew
for
up
me.
with that, yeah.
Yeah, I grew up without hates people with money. So that was a block for me because I didn't want my dad to not like me, right?
Right.
So it's like consciously, gimme,
Yeah.
dear
But
moon, I love money.
subconsciously.
Subconsciously, it's not aligned,
It's
Yeah.
And
So-
it's really hard to, I think you've got to, it's a real work to go, but what am I really thinking?
Why do I
and
want
it's
this?
real work to go, I want money, but actually no, because I'm going, who are you to think you want money, for example?
Yeah,
Like, you're
yeah.
not worthy of that life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
So
also think the
100%.
word manifestation has become
too
slightly...
fluffy.
It's too fluffy.
It's a
kind
joke.
of
It's like
flighty,
astrology
it's
now.
dizzy.
Yeah.
It's a joke. But actually, it's about intention.
Yeah,
Right?
And
But
again,
it's
Mel, I think we can do a whole podcast. on
Honestly,
this. We
like-
need to do a whole manifestation podcast. So,
But for now...
yes, we've got so much. I could be here all night.
Mel, it's been amazing having you here and
Thank you.
reading the first snippet of our birth charts. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Much more to come.
Yes, everyone, let's give her a big
Thank
round
you
of
so
applause.
much, Mel. We love you. Thank Thank you so much, everybody at home and in the studio for joining us, and also Ali and the amazing Mel the Astrologer.
Yes, and now you can email us at hellomysticmatespod.com.
DM us on Instagram at mysticmatespod.
And why not join us on Patreon? Just search Mystic Mates for ad-free episodes, bonus content, and more importantly, exclusive astrology masterclasses and group chats with Mel the Astrologer.
Can't wait. Full details of everything mentioned today can be found on the show notes.
And we really hope to see you next time. Please, please join us.
Lots of love from your Mystic Mates.
Mates.